Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, we have a spoiler-free review of Netflix's newest movie, Red Notice. In a world of international crime, an Interpol agent attempts to hunt down and capture the world's most wanted art thief. So yeah, this movie is going to be in theaters for about a week, and it's now on Netflix, and I actually thought it was pretty good. I don't think it's a bad movie by any means. I don't think it's the movie of the year, but I think it was just a fun, fast-paced action movie. Also, the action is not like Mission Impossible, Fast and Furious level, but the action is still really good at the times there is action. I will say the biggest downside to this movie 100% has to be that the third act gets pretty crazy, but I'll talk about that later in this video. I want to quickly talk about just the performances overall. Gal Gadot is barely in this movie, and Dwayne Johnson's definitely marketed as a main character, but he's more of the side character. I would say Ryan Reynolds is the main character of this movie. And I think that's really where the whole comedic heist comes in, because Ryan Reynolds, one of the funniest people on the planet, really carries this movie with this performance. Obviously, his chemistry with Dwayne Johnson has to be working for this movie to be funny, and it does work in my opinion. It works really well, but Ryan Reynolds' character is just the heart and center of everything, and I think his character just works really well in all of it. I think the chemistry between all three of the stars is really good. I just think that Gal Gadot was not in the movie enough. Just overall talking about the comedy in this movie, I think that it was just really well paced out, and what I mean by that is like, even in serious moments, the funny parts were actually hilarious. Like, they weren't just randomly thrown in there and they weren't funny. Like, these random one-liners from Ryan Reynolds hit every single time. Maybe there's like one or two lines where just the joke wasn't funny, but 99% of the time this movie was hilarious. Even in super serious moments or super heartfelt moments, when Ryan Reynolds cracks one joke, it works 100%. But yeah, now I want to move on, kind of talking about like the technical aspect of this movie. One thing I was not expecting from this movie to be that good was not just like direction, but just cinematography overall, just how the movie looks. I was expecting it to look a little bit gray, a little bland, but this one was entertaining just video wise. Like, the way everything looks, the way that the camera angles are set up, everything just looks really great. I don't think the direction is anything special. I don't even know the director's name, but the way that all the shots are set up, the way that all the shots line up with each other, and just the way everything is played out on screen itself from a technical aspect is really good in my opinion. And I think that's something to be happy about, especially with a streaming movie. A lot of times these big budget streaming movies, they lack a lot of direction. This one isn't any specific direction, but the camera work is fairly unique. One other movie that just came out from Netflix is Army of the Thieves, and that movie also had great cinematography. So I love what they're doing on the technical aspect of their movies, and they're not just throwing star power at it and just letting it go. Like, you can tell there's actually some work going into this. And what I mean by that is 100% on the technical side. Obviously, work goes into the script and stuff like that. And personally, I actually thought the script of this movie was really pretty good for a classic action flick, but it was really well done, and it just felt like it was a classic action movie for the summertime, and I feel like it just got pushed to the fall/winter time. Yeah, going back to the script, I got sidetracked there a little bit, but the script is just pretty good in my opinion. Again, it's a classic action blockbuster summer movie kind of script where we have a bunch of twists, and I think this is where I want to kind of talk about the third act. It gets a little off the rails, and with all of these types of movies, you know, this movie could be compared to like a National Treasure and Indiana Jones mixed up together with a lot of comedic aspects, and even this movie calls back to some of those movies, which is pretty awesome. But nevertheless, there's always going to be twists. You know, Mission Impossible movies, they always have twists. Every single like heist movie at any scale has some level of twists. This movie doesn't take itself seriously at all, and because of that, there's so many twists, and a lot of them towards the end you can't really see them coming, but it's just because they're so absurd. It's not even that like they were super cleverly done. It's just like a complete pivot from what the movie was initially doing, and in the last 20 minutes alone, there's just so much that happens, and it just gets so wild. Personally, I had a fun time with it, but that doesn't mean it's the best thing ever. I just think it went a little bit too off the rails, and it's not even off the rails like visually. This movie, like for example, like CGI, all that kind of stuff, it didn't feel like a basic action blockbuster movie. Like, it was all really good CGI, except for like the bullfighting scene that's in the trailer. That scene is a little extended in the movie, and it's not the best CGI work. And so that's not something that like detracts from the movie, but just these crazy amounts of twists, those really do detract to a certain level. But at the end of the day, I was 100% entertained with this movie, and that's why I recommend you check it out, because it is a fast-paced comedic heist movie with Ryan Reynolds at the front, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and Gal Gadot. This is definitely a must-watch just because it's such a fun time. Nevertheless, my official rating for Netflix's Red Notice is a 7.5 out of 10. Even though this isn't the best, most groundbreaking movie, it's definitely just a fun action flick to turn on, and I really recommend you check this one out. But yeah, guys, that's it for this video. If you've already seen Red Notice, let me know what you think of it in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.